Okay, we are live, it says, and we are here with Jonathan Ogden, who I think, are you currently in Florida or are you back in Canada?
Back in Canada.
Back in Canada. They let you back in.
Yeah, they did let us back in.
But don't leave the house.
That's for sure.
So I'm so happy to have Jonathan agree to coming on and having a chat because we want to find out what it was that appealed to you about the Wholesale Formula that is literally the offer for further training and support following Jason's webinar training that he did the other day. So what was it that appealed to you the most?
I think the fact that it was so much easier than having to do your own store of whatever kind, because I've had a Shopify store before and it was a lot of work trying to source products and build up relationships. And even though this requires similar stuff where you have to research products and build up a relationship, once you have it, it's much easier to get the products into Amazon and you're a wholesaler. So it's just the whole thing just seems a lot easier and flows together, and like a profit will start turning a lot sooner than if you're trying to build a store from scratch, because Amazon already has a reputation.
Yes. Yeah. Well, speaking of, if you had a Shopify store, can you explain how that works? Like, why is it so different to have a Shopify store to having an Amazon store?
Well, if I understand how Jason's program is going to work, we don't have to have an Amazon store. We are setting up a wholesale account to sell items on Amazon, but we don't have to build a store. We don't have to build a following. We don't have to get the traffic there. People will come there. They're looking for a product. Where with a Shopify store, I had to build the store. I had to design the store. I had to find the products. I had to source the products. I had to list the products. And I was totally responsible for handling everything. Where with Amazon, you basically decide what products you want to affiliate yourself with, and Amazon does the selling, Amazon does the fulfillment, Amazon deals with the customers. Basically, they do the shipping, they do everything. You don't have to mess with that.
Yeah, that is a massive difference, isn't it, when you really feel into that? And not just from the physical doing aspect, but the sense of responsibility and the stress that might actually come with doing a Shopify, like you're saying, the Shopify store or having your own store. There's a lot of stress for that.
Yeah, and a big thing when you have your own store is you collect all the sales tax, but when you're the wholesaler with Amazon, Amazon collects the sales tax and they take responsibility for paying that sales tax, because that can be time consuming. And if you make a mistake, you could get your store shut down too on Shopify if you don't remit the sales tax like you're supposed to.
Yep.
So the actual model that you were doing through Shopify was called dropshipping. Is that correct?
Yes. So I was having to source from China. I was basically sourcing from AliExpress, which they have almost any kind of product you can find. But even using ePacket, which is their expedited service, it would still take 7 to 21 days to get a product to a customer. And most people, especially when they can go to Amazon, pay maybe a few dollars more and get it within a day or two. It's like a no-brainer. Where are they going to go? They're going to go to Amazon.
Yeah. All right. So from what you've seen so far, particularly from the training, like, did you get enough insight from the training that we've got the replay available for on how Amazon is actually doing the marketing components? Like, as in it's finding the customers, like their customers are already there, versus say with your Shopify store, you had to go and pay for ads and get traffic to your site. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, it was the seminar, the webinar was very thorough, and a lot of webinars, they give you about this much information and then they want you to pay buku bucks to get the rest, where I felt like Jason covered everything. And then he made it possible, if you wanted to get more training, fine. But he gave you enough information that if you wanted to go out and try to rebuild the mousetrap, you could. So I thought he was very thorough. He went over exactly how it would work and gave many, many examples to help you understand and comprehend it.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much did it cost you for your traffic? And do you can you see, like with this formula, that traffic is already there with Amazon versus when you had the Shopify store, you were paying to get people to come to your shop? Is that right?
Oh, definitely. So I don't have to pay for advertising now. People are going to come to Amazon. They're going to be looking for whatever product I choose to sell there, and I don't have to get them there because they're coming there because of Amazon's reputation. I just have to be there with the product.
Yes.
Where, like you said, with Shopify, I had to go to Facebook, I had to go here and there and have Google search words and try to get rankings on Google, which is almost impossible. And then Facebook keeps changing their algorithm. So just when you get an ad going, then something changes and the ad falls apart and there goes your traffic right down the tubes.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least that what you did invest in your Shopify store gave you all those skill sets. So having that sort of, I know you're not at the point in the course where it's teaching, how to find the product and then get the buy box happening and have the listing titled the right way and the images and all that. But I think having done all that with Shopify, you get it already. Is that?
Yeah, it's very obvious to see
Yeah.
how much simpler and more streamlined this is and how the profits are going to come a lot sooner than having to build a Shopify store from scratch.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
All right. Well, you're all in on this, and it looks like Nat is about to partner up with you, and you're going to take over the Amazon world you two together.
Because we're infinite.
We're just talking about the infinite word in our name, so that's got to do something, surely.
This is excellent. So I guess what we'll do is we'll rotate back maybe in another month or so, because the course itself is drip feeding out at the moment, so it'll be interesting to come back and see where you're at with everything and the setups. And I don't know, I'm going to challenge you to let's say, I'm going to say 45 days I want to start seeing sales happening. So you need to have a shop up and running in 45 days.
I reckon we can do it.
I think we can too.
Yeah, I think that's the benefit of this whole wholesaling thing, is it actually should be relatively quick. And you got the bonuses of the the products and stuff like that. So that's quite cool. That's going to be a bit of a head start for us, and I think we can do it.
I'm going to hold you to that.
I'll be the one looking you. Yeah.
And that's another good thing about partnering. You have someone holding you accountable.
I know.
Yeah. So on that point, I know that there's been a few people that have sort of said, from a cost perspective of the course, like you said, Jonathan, yes, you could, build the mousetrap yourself from just what's in the training, but to go on and get all those additional bonuses, which includes a website, which in most cases will cost at least $1,000 to build, softwares that are virtually that price as well, or at least $500 a year. So a lot of the bonuses add up to what the entire course is. Anyway.
Easily, if not probably more.
Yeah. And so therefore this investment is not just the learning aspect, it's actually the time saving aspect as well.
For sure.
So if anyone's sort of thinking, okay, from a, I don't want to do it alone or whatever else, then do what these guys have done. Just, reach out and find somebody to partner up with. And it's always nice to have that bouncing board to, who knows what, you bring different skill sets, but also deciding upon the products and what you're going to actually put out there.
Yeah, it's definitely creative. It's a great creative project.
And if somebody is struggling with the initial overall investment, they made it easy for you to make some payments, and so they're really trying to make it affordable for people to get in.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jonathan. We'll obviously we're staying in touch now.
Thanks, thanks, partner.
All right.
For everyone watching, we'll definitely keep tabs on these two and keep reporting back. So go and watch the training. It's only going to be available until Tuesday, the 12th of May. So go and watch it, see what you think. And if you're interested in going further, of course, do it on your own or find a partner.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. See you
See
later.
you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.